Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here on a Monday. Hopefully your day is off to a great start. Hopefully you had a great weekend. We are getting ready to talk a little Major League Baseball. And why not? Oh, the counter's not all right, we're going to have to check on that. We'll get that fixed for tomorrow. Also get this shot fixed. Looks a little different today. But anyways, Major League Baseball game coming up on Tuesday. Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates will make, I believe, a second straight All-Star start. So that's a big deal. He's a phenom. He's one of those guys that people want to pay to go and see. The Major League Baseball draft held last night, the first few rounds. So a lot going on in the world of baseball. And here's a question for you: is the Major League Baseball game the All-Star game, the best All-Star competition? I mean, football doesn't even have one basically anymore. NBA game, no defense at all. Major League Baseball has always been a pretty good game because you've got a guy throwing 90 miles an hour on the mound at you or faster. You're trying to hit. So the games are, usually can be pretty entertaining. They're a baseball game. The great thing is they're going back to the uniforms. The other year where they tried the uniforms with the National American, they just came up with some horrific looking uniforms, but they'll be back to the team uniforms that everyone knows and loves, and you can take a look at them and recognize the player. One of my favorite things when I was a kid was, I was American League fan because I grew up in New England and it was Yankees, Red Sox country. So the Mets were there, but they weren't a factor in terms of who you rooted for. So I was always rooting for the American League team. So I liked when the National League team would, you'd go to whatever the ballpark to see who was booed. And even if it was a player on the American League team, but if they were a rival of, if it was in Fenway Park, Yankee would be introduced, they would be booed. Or if it was the Pirates back in the day with Cincinnati, or the Pirates and the Mets, or depending on where it was, the fans had their favorites, didn't have their favorites. So a lot getting ready for the All-Star game on Tuesday. Excited about that. Home Run Derby tonight. Always an exciting night for fans as you get to see the long ball. Everybody loves the long ball. That's always been the expression. So we'll see who is going to be the person that comes up as the new Home Run Derby winner. And there are some names that are new names, some names that maybe people are going to go, who? What? I haven't been paying that close attention. So who is going to be the winner for this year's Home Run Derby? The question is, there is no other winner than Valley Converting when it comes to your paper products. If you need anything recycled, give a Valley Converting a call. They are in Toronto, Ohio, the gem city of Toronto, Ohio, T-Town, as they like to say. Mike Biasi and the crew, they'll take care of all your paper products.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
I'd like to thank Mike Biasi and the crew in Toronto for all that they do for the Ohio Valley, all that they do for the 9-Minute Phill-Up. Can't thank them enough, and can't thank Mike Biasi and his crew for the race they put on, the Biasi-Shuma 5K in the gem city of Toronto, and all of those proceeds going to help with people with different medical conditions around the Ohio Valley. They had a great turnout, strongest field ever in terms of turnout, in terms of donations. So thank you for supporting the Biasi-Shuma 5K in Toronto. And we can't thank Mike enough for putting that on, because a lot of people get a lot of good help due to that race. So we greatly appreciate it. Also today, Mac and Cheese Day. Are you a mac and cheese person where it's, hey, I like the Kraft macaroni and cheese? I just like that. Or do you have a special recipe? Now, if I'm talking to my son, he'll say, oh, we need Grandma Ruth's mac and cheese. And I'll say, okay, and it'll get done. But it's a different kind of mac and cheese. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit heavier. It's bigger noodles. Maybe it's Velveeta cheese. Maybe it's a whole process where you're gonna do the noodles, then you get the cheese, then you're gonna bake it in the oven, maybe put some bacon on top of it. It's not your ordinary Kraft macaroni and cheese. But I got to tell you, in a pinch, Oof. Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's going to get it done. It's going to get it done. But you get some of those grandma recipes. Whew. We have my man Zach, as we like to call him, the Colonel here at WTOV9. We made a trip. We had a trip to down to Virginia Beach to do an interview before the Hall of Fame induction with that included Troy Polamalu, Alan Faneca, Bill Cowher. Who else got in? Donnie Shell got in. It was, a plethora of Steelers got in. So we made a trip down to Virginia Beach because that's where Alan Faneca resides, and he coaches a high school football team down there. So on the way down, we took a trip and we did a little detour. He wanted to say hello to his grandmother, and it was on the way. So we made that detour. She made mac and cheese. I got to tell you what, I mean, just phenomenal. Zach's grandma crushed it. And then the next time he went down there, he brought some back for me because she knew I liked it so much. It was absolutely sensational. And Tommy T-Dog checking in. T-Dog is in her house. How are you today, Bill? I'm always a mac and cheese girl. There we go. It is ready to go with mac and cheese day. So that's always good. Mac and cheese. What do you like it? Do you like it? Some people put hot sauce on it. I know some people put hot sauce on everything. And that includes mac and cheese. Some people put a little barbecue sauce on it for a little dipping. He got my mac and cheese. I'm gonna dip a little in the barbecue sauce. What do you like to do with the mac and cheese? Maybe that was a better topic than the home run derby, because looking at some of the names, there's going to be people that I'm telling you, they're going to turn on the Major League Baseball All-Star Week game festivities tonight. Game's tomorrow night on Fox 9. The game is tomorrow night on Fox 9. Today, this afternoon, there's an All-Star pregame show. So there's a lot going on. But Major League Baseball All-Star Home Run Derby field includes Cal Raleigh, Seattle Mariners. Huh? Who? Cal Raleigh. Who's Cal Raleigh? Well, he's out in Seattle. A lot of people on the East Coast don't hear about him. But if you follow baseball, he's having an absolutely sensational season. 38 home runs this year in 2025 so far going into the All-Star break. Eat it. Yep, there we go. They have Kraft mac and cheese Super Mario. There we go. So, mac and cheese, it's one of those foods that it just makes you feel good. Maybe having a long day, I just need a little something. I need something to stick to my ribs. I need something that's going to make be nice and warm. Mac and cheese. It's going to be good. So you got Cal Raleigh from Seattle, James Wood of the Washington Nationals. Who? James Wood, 24 home runs. Junior Caminero, Tampa Bay Rays. Nobody knows anybody on the Tampa Bay Rays. They usually have a good team, or they have lately, but nobody knows who's on the team. So if you know Junior, you're ahead of the game. Plays for Tampa Bay, 23 home runs. Brian Buxton, Minnesota Twins. I've had him on fantasy baseball teams and waiting for him to break out for big season. He's having one this year. 21 home runs so far. Brent Rooker, the Oakland Athletics. We're not even sure where they play. They don't play in Oakland anymore. They're moving to Vegas. I think they play in Sacramento. Tampa Bay is playing in the Yankees Tampa Bay Stadium while the dome gets fixed. Matt Olson, Atlanta, 17 home runs. Jazz Chisholm and his torpedo bat. Jazz Chisholm Jr., New York Yankees, 17 home runs. And then here's one for you. I believe it's the 6th Pittsburgh Pirate that will take part in the home run derby tonight. O'Neal Cruz, 16 home runs for the Pirates at the All-Star break. So you've got Pirates. You've got some guys that are unknown, but someone's going to be a household name maybe by tomorrow. Cal Raleigh with 38 home runs. Is he a home run guy? Is he a home run hitting guy in batting practice? But this is different than batting practice. This is tough. Home run derby, it's humbled a number of players where you think, okay, this guy's got 38 regular season home runs. He should crush it tonight. And it just does not happen. Pete Alonso, the polar bear of the New York Mets, he would center his whole year around the home run derby. He's won it a few times. And then there was one year he struggled. For him, he struggled. He hit plenty of home runs, but it wasn't enough. And, it can humble you. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top in tonight's home run derby. And then the All-Star game tomorrow, and the All-Star game, of course, on Fox 9. We're also talking a little bit about mac and cheese, one of the great foods of all time. It's National Mac and Cheese Day today. Is Kraft where you go, or do you have a hometown, homemade, home recipe, maybe from grandma, maybe from mom? Do you like the Velveeta cheese on it? Do you do something different? Do you add a bunch of different cheeses to it? Where do you go with that? I mean, mac and cheese, that's solid. That's a solid food. But hey, it is a Monday, just getting started on the week. So home run derby tonight. We'll talk about the winner of that tomorrow. We'll also talk about the All-Star game tomorrow. We'll also see if there's anything else in the world to talk about. Today, a quick one today for the 9-minute Phill-Up. It's longer than 9 minutes as usual, but a shorter version for today. Producer extraordinaire Jordan. We may have her on the show tomorrow because she had a big concert weekend. So you'll have to get a review of the concerts, the people that she saw perform. So we'll have that and much more coming up. That's tomorrow. Again, want to thank Valley Converting for all that they do for the 9-minute Phill-Up. And we're going to get the clock fixed. We got to get this fixed for tomorrow as well. And we're going to see what we can do about this picture. But anyway, you look at it, remember there's 2 rules to follow. Have fun and always try your best. Until next time, everybody, have a great day. Enjoy the home run derby tonight. And, of course, the All-Star game tomorrow on Fox 9. We'll see you next time.